Good morning. Welcome to Unleashing the Power of AI in Customer Service and Digital Wizardry. So it's quite a title. We've got a lot to live up to today, Eldon. Just for our guests, we've got cameras and mics are off, but the Q&A is open and available to you. So if you do want to drop any questions in, Q&A button at the top of the screen there, just pop any questions in there. Just to introduce myself, my name's Craig Pearson. I am the Sales and Marketing Director at your IT department. We provide a complete outsourced IT department for businesses. And this year we've got on a little bit of a mission to try and help people get a bit more value from their Microsoft 365 subscriptions. And we know that most people only use the basics and they're often paying for additional software when there may well be a solution already included in their Microsoft 365 license that they could use and actually save themselves a little bit of money. So we just want to show people what can be done within 365. And to help us do that, we've partnered with Eldon. He's a digital transformation and power apps wizard. So I've been calling you a wizard for a few weeks, and you've now incorporated into one of the titles. You're really taking this on, aren't you?
Absolutely.
So we've done a series of webinars, and what we'll do at the end is I'll send an email, and there's a link to all of those. They're all on our YouTube channel, and basically these are short, quite actionable, 20-25 minutes, something like that. And the way that we've tried to do them is they're practical. They're actually showing use cases for these kind of things in a real practical way, rather than, we know you get a lot of these kind of things where it's all about the theory. So we're actually trying to show how you can use the different bits within 365. That's more than enough from me. We want to get onto the good stuff, and Eldon delivers that, not me. So whenever you are ready, do you want to take over the screen?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks so much, Craig, and thanks so much for everyone who's joined this call. Today, the subject that I want to talk about is just about AI and how it can actually be practically used within obviously your digital transformation journey, and some of the things that you could potentially do to save yourself quite a bit of time. So in the first scenario that I'm going to go through is we have an in-house IT support team. So the issue that the in-house support team has been having is that a lot of queries come in and they spend a lot of time trying to organize all of their tickets. They spend a lot of time trying to prioritize what's high priority and what's not. But then also they spend a lot of time just getting advice on just trying to figure out how to solve an issue. So what the team has decided to do was to come up with an AI that can support them on this journey, to kind of just give them some brief ideas of how to do this and take care of that side of it, of organizing. So previously, they were in a place where they had one of the junior members of staff who would wait for a ticket to come in, make a decision on whether it's high priority, low priority. And they would have up to 100 tickets coming in, and this just became unmanageable. So the team then decided to do something about this and come up with something different. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to share my screen and take you through the step-by-step breakdown of how this situation was solved. Yeah. Has that come through?
Not there yet. Took a couple of seconds earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got it.
All right, perfect. So to bring it back, as we always do, so within your Office 365, you have some capabilities that are available free with your subscription. So if you click on this waterfall area here, it shows you more apps. So, you have your traditional apps, obviously your Outlook, your OneDrive, and everything else in between. But then there's some apps that are free included within your subscription that you can take advantage of. So in today's use case, we're going to take advantage of two apps. So we've got Power Apps. And what Power Apps is a drag and drop way for you to be able to create internal apps that you can then use to kind of revolutionize the way that you're working, to make things a lot more easier. The next one we're going to use is Power Automate. So Power Automate is a way for you to automate some of the ways of working that you're doing. So making sure that things run smoothly and in a more consistent manner on top of that as well. So first, to cover a scenario, our IT manager realizes, well, we need, something that can have a brief idea of the ticket that's come in by reading the text of the ticket, and then just give us some feedback on that ticket to replace that work that, our junior staff has been doing, and just give the support. But then also after that, we can just give it a human eye to just make sure that the information is correct. So it moves us from initially doing the hard work to just double checking, and sometimes even doing nothing because it's perfect, and moving on from that. So the first thing that's been done is, the team went to AI Hub. And what AI Hub is a way for you to create some AI tools that you can help with your applications or your automations. So with Microsoft having purchased some of OpenAI, they've brought all those good stuff that you see from ChatGPT across into your workplace, and you can use that as well. So your information is safe and secured because Microsoft will never train the public ChatGPT with it, so it stays within your area. So hence why the team have decided to go with this and thought it was a good idea. So they created what's called a standard prompt model. So this is just a permanent prompt, that set of instruction that essentially says, whenever something new comes in, you have to execute this set of instruction. So we're going to take a look at that. So I'll just give this a little bit of a zoom. So zoom in as well. So as you can see, we've created our prompt here at the top. We've said, here are some IT tickets, which this is our data point. And we've said, I want you to work out if the user request is urgent and tell me, say true or false. So if it's not urgent, it will say false. If it is urgent, it will say, yep, true, that is definitely urgent and someone needs to look at it. So give me the category of the ticket. So if it's software, hardware, or is it other? So those are three things that our team normally get, and they want the AI to be able to work that out. And then finally, the final instructions is, I want you to fix, to recommend me a fix. So what it's going to do is it's going to search all the information that it knows and say, oh, potentially this could be a fix for a situation. Of course, this is not going to be applicable for every situation, but at least when it lands to the team, it just gives us a bit of an idea to say, oh, there's a potential way we could fix this and how we could do it from there as well. And then return the format in JSON. Essentially, that just helps me to be able to extract the information and put it into the right data field for us. So with this setup, and this was set up quite quickly, the team were then very happy with the instructions that they had. So now they needed a way to, get the tickets in, sort them out, and then after that, be able to display and view them as well. So that was then born this app. So this is the Submit a Ticket app. And what this app essentially does is it allows for someone to come in and just submit a ticket. And then once they submit a ticket, we're going to see a view that normally people wouldn't see, but I'm going to show you anyway. It then lands into admin team for our team to then be able to do something about it. So I have a request pre-written. So the request says, I need a new laptop charger. The old one has stopped working. So we're going to submit a ticket of this. So it's going to have a think about it. It's going to process the ticket and get back to us as well. So while it does that, I'm just going to go back to the previous page. Just takes a moment to refresh, and then I'm going to go back to ticket. So as you can see, our new ticket has been submitted, and it's right at the bottom here. So this bottom one. So we can click into that. So the first thing that you see is what's been submitted. So I need a ticket. I need a new laptop charger. The order's not working. The system has picked it up and said it's not urgent, so it doesn't think that this is urgent. And as you can see, the category is picked it up and said, yeah, this is definitely a hardware issue. It's not a software, it's not other. So it's already selected that for us beforehand. And it's also recommended for us a solution. So it said, yeah, for you to fix this, you need to purchase a new charger from an authorized retailer or contact the manufacturer for replacement. So this then gives the IT team that we're dealing with kind of an idea of what to do. So within our in-house, we obviously have our own vendors and our own way of procurement, but it just means for our team that they can then go ahead and just do that purchase and, go through the proper process and then do it. So again, looking back at the old way of working, it was, a junior member of staff trying to work out if this was urgent, if it was not urgent, but then also trying to work out some of the recommendations of what we can do and also what type of category it was. So we've taken that work away to a point where we can work with our junior and our senior staff to just educate to say, we can make a few changes here, and these are some of the process. So if we wanted to for this ticket, we could, unlock these fields and just edit them. So I can say, yeah, you're probably wrong about this because, as an example, this might have come from the director, and we'll say, yeah, this is urgent. And once we've done that, we can say, in progress. And then once we're ready, we can say resolved. So I can just click save, and that's it. So this is how AI is working alongside with our team. As you can see, they're just giving us a bit of an idea what we're doing, and we're just double checking rather than creating something from new. So I'm going to show another complex example. So if I go back to the ticket hub as well, I can then say add this one. So I can add this one and say, I need to install Microsoft Office. So if I just forgot to put Office apps on my new laptop, please help. So this comes in and says, yeah, Microsoft Office apps on my new laptop, please help. So same as we did before, we'll give that a submit. So submit that as well. It will then go off. And I think this is a little bit annoying. I just have to refresh. I should have added a refresh in there. And then I'll go back to the ticket, and then we can open that up as well. So what it's done, again, same as before, noticed that, what the ticket information was. So the need to install. Is it urgent? It's probably said, no, it's not urgent. It's not the end of the world. And then that's it. And then you just come up with software, so saying that software. But then the nice thing about this is come up with actual instructions of how you can install Office apps. So as you can see, go to the Office website, sign in with an account or create a new one, choose to install Office apps, i.e. Word, etc. So it's a step-by-step guide. So you can imagine we've just employed someone new who has no idea how IT works. They can actually pick these instructions up and do it for the client. Or even better, it can save our IT team a lot of time, because what we can now do, we can just send the recommendation, simply just copy and paste the recommendation and send it across to the individual who submitted this, and then they can self-serve themselves. And this doesn't allow us to get involved in any way, shape or form. And it just allows for that to be a lot easier for us from there as well. So these are some of the benefits of how you could be using this AI technology to really just make your life a lot easier. So this is not just limited to just an IT example. It can be across multiple things. And also, if you want to take it to the next level, what you can do is you can use what's called Azure OpenAI systems. So that allows you to upload your own documents, your own knowledge, where it can then understand it, understand the queries, and come up with your actual own relevant ones as well. So for our example, when we said, if I go to tickets, apologies. So for our example, when we said, someone needs a new laptop charger, we can upload documents about our procurement process, and you'll be able to say, okay, in order for you to procure a new laptop charger, these are the steps that need to be done, and you'll come up with the clear instructions for us as well. So if I just give this a save, yeah, can go back and then go back as well. So it's just to show some examples as well. So we had one where the phone outage was out. So this was, again, seen as urgent and also software related. And it also gave us instructions of how to be able to kind of get to the answer to fix this issue, therefore as well, on top of that. So again, all of this stuff is being connected using kind of the platforms that are available. And then I'll just take you through some of the back door of what is actually happening. So I just refresh this, give that refresh. So this is the workflow engine that's working in the background to get the answer that we were after. So 3 minutes ago. And as you can see, this workflow engine is very straightforward. So essentially, a request comes in from our app. And what it's going to do is it's going to query that that set of instructions that we asked. Is then gonna put those instructions in a data structure that's called JSON. And then finally, it's going to update our ticket with our information back there as well. So you can see how quickly and easy it is to put something like this together. It's essentially 4 steps. So first step, and then 2 other steps in between to get the response back, and after that to publish the response back in there as well. So now for the next demo that I have, I just need to turn off my camera on Teams because I'm going to need it for Power Apps. So turn that off. And then I'm going to go to another app. So scenario number 2. So this scenario is a scenario that a lot of people come up with. I know for myself, whenever I'm in a meeting, I prefer taking handwritten notes because it's just easier, and also it just allows me to, to engage with the customer while, having a conversation on there as well. So for this one, the sales team were having an issue where they had the handwritten notes from their meetings with clients that they had. But then what they would do is they'll spend, every Friday, instead of talking to clients, they'll just be translating all of their conversations into digital that they've been doing for the last 4 days. So you can imagine the amount of time that this was taking from the team and the lack of productivity that it was causing. So if you times, 1 day across 300 days, across the whole year, it starts to add up. And it's also money that the company is losing when people could be doing something else as well. So this was the birth of this application where, again, just as we did before, we used AI, but then we also used a Power App. So what this Power App does, if I turn it on, so I'm going to say camera. Oh, I don't know why it hasn't picked up my other camera. Just refresh this. What this app does is it uses OCR, so that's character recognition from a text. So what it's going to be able to do is it's going to allow us to be able to take a picture of our notes, and then it will use AI to then translate those notes into something that's actually tangible. So we have set this app to have instructions to know that all the information it's getting information from a meeting, and it needs to turn it into actionable meetings that we can then send on to our CRM system, and then also we can send on to our clients to say, just to confirm, this is everything that we talked about, and we have all the notes written. So I'm just going to grab my notebook and show these notes. So I've got notes here. So this is a meeting that I previously had. So it's a matter of just taking a snap of it. So taking a picture. Yep. So taking a picture. So once the picture has been taken, as you can see now, we have connected to our CRM. So again, the wonderful thing about Office 365 and apps is it's able to connect to all of your data. So that way you can make sure that everything's organized and stays in one place. So this is our CRM system that we have on another external system, and we're going to attach this notes to it. So as you can see, when I change the names, it then also changes the person's surname and also company because it's linked to our database. So we're going to say, yeah, we spoke to David Garcia from the law firm, and we had a one-on-one meeting with him. So we say it was a proposal meeting, and then we're going to click process. And what it's going to do is, understand those meeting notes and send us an email, which I'll show you as well. But then also in the app itself is going to present back what the notes were initially saying. So just give that a moment for it to work this out. Should have a pop-up. Yep, perfect. So yeah, as you can see, it's now translated those meeting notes, and it's also added extra detail on there as well that can help us guide with our conversation. So as you can see, so it's not Kenny, so that was Kerry that I was having a conversation with there. So that's a mistake. But again, we have the ability to be able to just edit some of the mistakes that he's doing. But it puts us in a better position for us where we're editing rather than creating from scratch. So it's quicker for us to turn around these notes. So yeah, so things like, we spoke about being upfront, responding to the questions clearly and, being concise, determining the problem that she had, and also learning about the competition, and giving extra information as well to just, really help to pad out those notes, which obviously I know if you're taking a lot of notes, it takes a really long time for you to do as well. And it's also done things like social impact, and it's also done things like 20% volunteering time. So really categorize the meeting and perfectly understood what was said and what was happening. So on top of that, we just haven't stopped there. We've also managed to send an email to ourselves for this. So if I was to click into this as well, so if I was to enlarge this. Perfect. So as you can see, the email then clearly puts everything into that kind of nice format. So we can just simply edit it and then finally send it across to the client to say, here's everything that we talked about. Here's everything that we focused on. And also it gives us the next steps of things that we should be doing. So as you can see here, it says plan a half-day session. So schedule a half-day session to go deeper and also prepare questionnaires as well. So with all of this technology, I can stop sharing my screen actually. Yeah. So with all of this technology, what you see is that you end up getting to a point where you have a much quicker way of working, a much faster way of working. And the nice thing about this is we're leveraging majority of the stuff that is free in Office 365. So you guys are already paying for this. However, the AI piece that comes in, it's just an extra charge. So it's, I think, about £12 per person, which is one. So one license normally, depending on your usage, should be fine. But the amount of time that it's saving translate, is a massive return on investment, and also just makes a lot of sense because depending on your scenario, you're able to just move a lot quicker. So in the first one, we're able to sort out our tickets a lot faster because we get recommendations quite quickly. And also we don't have to spend a lot of time supporting our junior staff because they have at least a guidance to be able to do, take care of some of the tickets. The second situation, our sales team no longer has to spend a whole Friday translating the notes. They do it instantly, and they can have it on their mobile phones as well. So write the notes down, take a picture, it gets cataloged. And the advantage of this is that it means when another salesperson has to take over, they don't have to look at someone's handwriting. And there's someone who has very ugly handwriting like myself. I know that would be a massive benefit for me to just look at digital notes. But then also it just means we have a history with that client to see what was said by who, and we can follow that. So hopefully that gives you an understanding of some of the possibilities, and hopefully it gets some of your thinking going of how you could potentially leverage this superpower that you already have. Thanks, Craig.
Thank you. We've just been recently looking at buying a Remarkable for Angus, who you've met, and one or two you guys will know. And he's going to be really disappointed now. I tell him that I'm not going to buy him one because we can do it through 365. Because who doesn't love a new toy? So yeah, that was really good. So you've just saved me 300 odd quid. Thank you for that. As usual with this, loads of stuff to take away, loads of stuff to think about from that. I've learned a massive amount over these webinars. So following on from this, I'm going to send out an email. There'll be a recording of this so you can go back on it. As I've mentioned earlier on, the whole series, I think there's 6 or 7 in the series, is on YouTube, or will be on YouTube once I've edited this one and put it up. So you can watch the whole lot. Starts off with one on Copilot. So back on that AI theme. So we've kind of come full circle round back into AI. We could probably run these again, starting again next week, because everything's massively updated since we started sort of 10 weeks ago, and it's all brand new again. But we've got people up to date, I think, and hopefully being able to see what they can get and how they can use 365 a little bit more in their organizations. If you've got any questions, any queries or anything like that, as I say, I'll send out an email, respond to that, come back to us. If you'd like to be put in touch with Eldon to have a further discussion about what he can do for your organisation in helping you kind of put these kind of solutions together. If you're not confident in getting started yourself, then drop me an email. I'll put you in contact with Eldon straight away. So just to once again say thank you very much, Eldon, for your time. Thank you for our attendees for coming in. I hope you found it useful. And once again, thanks, and we'll see you again soon.
See you soon. Thanks, Craig. Thanks
Thank
everyone. Have a good day. Cheers.
You too. Bye.
Bye.